Hello and welcome to another update video about Gala. Gala is coming down as anticipated, even though I don't have a great view of the microstructure here on this count, but we did say we focus on lower still, especially after it broke below our last target level. Gave you the next target, which is here the 1.35 cent level to 1.29. This is the next target range. At the moment, it really looks as if we are getting there. And yeah, I mean, it drops as long as it drops, right? There isn't really, I mean, all I can do is really, we can go level by level here, yeah? Focus on further downside until we see a first impulse to the upside. We might even be able now, with the steep drop that we have, to add a trend line to the chart here. Actually would like to have that a bit thinner. So I have a trend line here to the chart, which could give us a first indication when the trend might be shifting. You will remember from previous videos, if the trend is shifting and we get back into a short-term uptrend, I would first see that just as a corrective, as part of a corrective rally here within a C wave of a larger fourth wave. And the target, or let's call it resistance, for this wave 4 or for the C wave is between 5.4 cents and 7.9 cents. So the focus remains generally on the downside at the moment, and we are going to take a look at which level we use to focus on downside on the microstructure. But you can also say that as long as we are holding below the trend line, you are basically on the right side of the trend if you're focusing here on a short trade. Yeah, the last real short trade area I had on this chart was this one here, which already generated like 30%, yeah, of price profit basically if you used this area. Now, you don't need to wait to enter, let's say, a trade until price gets there, but this is sort of the key level. So you would usually put your stop maybe above it. Where exactly you put it, that will depend on your trading plan, right? And what time frame you're trading and all sorts of stuff. But that's typically how it can be done. Remember, when you enter a trade and you're further away from a stop level, you usually should reduce your position size, you know, because you're increasing your risk by having the stop further away. Right, you need to reduce your position size. Okay, but yeah, that's pretty straightforward, I think. So we have a trend line here on the right side of the trend, downside, as long as we are below the trend line. Pullbacks to a trend line can be used for short entries, but again, that's just a possible setup. Yeah, that all depends on your own strategy and if you're comfortable with it. But next targets, FIB targets, are outlined on this chart. You can see these were really very relevant here. That was the area between 1.52 to 1.55 cents. That broke to the downside. Targets were reached. Now we are on our way to the next target range, 1.29 to 1.35, and below that level, 1.18 cents. Now let's take a look at the more detailed structure here. We see more structure on the tether chart. Here we can see this Elliott wave triangle, how it broke. And yeah, I mean, best I can tell you is that we are here in some kind of a wave 5 potentially. So we have a 5-wave move, or this wave 3 is actually still extending. That's difficult to say, but I want to use this area here. Oh, by the way, we can see that actually I gave you yesterday, in yesterday's video, another short trade area, which was this one. Yeah, next resistance area here. We said we focus on lower as long as we stay below the 1.52 cent level. Okay, so yeah, I think this is now just about letting it play out. It could be that this was another small 1, 2, 3, yeah, so that we are basically unfolding here in another microstructure like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there should be another wave 4 coming basically, but this is literally just to let it, you know, this can drop, yeah, further and further. I mean, there is no limit really. I mean, the target levels are the target levels, but it doesn't mean it will turn around there. Okay, as I already explained, the prices come down too much in order to give us a high likelihood prospect of a bullish scenario here. But any rally would first be seen as corrective, and then it's rather about letting the price prove that something more bullish is going on. So yeah, this is sort of, I gave you the next targets anyway, but this is sort of how I would make sense of the structure. And let's go back to the USD chart. Obviously, the daily RSI is very, very low now. Let's go to the daily RSI. A lot of fear, obviously, here in the market. And And daily RSI is now nearly, oops, didn't want to do that. I would say nearly at a new all-time low, isn't it? Not quite there. So it might find some support on the daily RSI. It broke below all the previous ones. So you had support here. Those were literally support levels on the RSI at 2350. The next and last support is 1967. Yeah. Watch that. 19.67 on the RSI. Yeah. So this is going to be support. It's heading there. So that would pretty much align with the next target, I would say. And the downside momentum, as you can see here on the daily MACD, is still increasing. So focus on the downside, not much more to add. So hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.